So basically I start off with Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. It's just the original one. Ooh, can't see it. There it is. It was backwards. Please edit that out. Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. It's really great and I love it and I use it all the time. Next, for my face, I use the Baby Skin. It's by Maybelline. It's the drugstore version of the Benefit Poreless or Pore Eraser, and it's only $6 and it's amazing. So I'm using my Morphe Plum palette. I just got it and I'm obsessed with it. It's so pretty. Also, I love using purples because I have green eyes and I think purple goes really well with green eyes. I don't like that none of these colors are, because like in most eyeshadow palettes the colors are like named. Like in my Swamp Queen one it's like Sippy Sippy. Stupid names like that, but at least I could like be like, oh, this is what color I'm using right now, but I don't know any of these. Alright, so I'm starting out with this nice kind of beigey white color, just as a base. I know a lot of people do like their eyebrows first just so it doesn't like all blend in, but since my eyebrows are already pretty naturally like bushy and thick, I do my eyebrows before I put on my face makeup because I don't do that much with them. So yeah, that's just my eyebrow life story. I'm sorry. And then in the crease I use this one. Alright, next in the crease I'm gonna use this. It's kind of like a light plum color. It's really pretty and it's a matte color. I've been staying away from like the shimmery color a little bit just because I think matte just looks a little bit nicer, at least for me right now. That's just where I'm at in my life. I'm in a matte kind of place. So next I am going to, this is possibly one of my favorite crease brushes ever. It's just the Ulta generic crease brush and it's so nice. It's so soft. It is literally perfect for all things crease. Sorry. So next I'm gonna do the darker plum that's right underneath it, just to add a little bit of depth. I don't know what that means when I just said it because I'm nervous. I'm sorry, I'm possibly the worst person to be doing this right now. Seriously, one of the best brushes I've ever gotten in my life. I got it in like, they were doing this promotion thing, and it came in like a big kit. Like it was a makeup bag and it came with a bunch of other stuff in it, and literally this is the only thing that I still use from it because everything else is just kind of cheap. I'm gonna use this shimmery purple just on the lid, just for fun. I just got, also with like my Morphe palette, I got their black and white travel brush kit, and it's so nice. Like I love these brushes so much. So I'm just gonna use this angled brush and put a little bit of black just right on my lash line, just to kind of, since I'm not using like an actual liquid eyeliner today, just to kind of give it a little something. So aren't you glad to meet me? Alright, so I generally wait until I've done like my face makeup to do my bottom, like under eye, whatever, because I usually put a little color down there too, but I wait until I'm done with my face makeup to do that, and my eyelashes, and my, what's it called? My mascara, just so it doesn't all get clumpy or weird. So I like to start out with my color correcting. I put it underneath my foundation just so it evenly goes out. I use the light color for underneath my eyes, but I also have mixed in with it the under eye corrector and light, just because I think those two colors together work a little bit better for me than just the light or just the color correcting. So this is the It Essentials Concealer Brush, and it's great. I also use it sometimes if I'm doing like a face mask or something. I clean it off and I use that to apply it because it works really well for that. But I did just get another new paddle brush that, here, I'll show it to you. That works really well for putting on face masks, and I love it. So after I put on my under eye concealer, I use a little bit of green. If I were you, aren't you glad to meet me? I think you should. I make a real good song. Alright, so for my foundation, I use Urban Decay All Nighter. It's the waterproof foundation in 3.0. It's really awesome. It really is waterproof. I love it. You don't need a ton of it because it spreads really well, especially if you're using a face primer. Then it'll spread really well, and if you put too much, you'll just end up looking kind of cakey. And especially if you don't have like the right color, you'll just kind of look orange. My sister did that. She got it wasn't necessarily the wrong color, she just used way too much of it her first time, and it was crazy. She blend it with a brush. I think it blends with a brush a lot better than a sponge, just because with a sponge it kind of absorbs into it a little bit more than I would want it to. After I put on my foundation, I use the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous. It's concealer, but I use it for like my highlight and contour. The applicator tip thing is super nice and soft, and it goes on really well. I am such a like drugstore dupe user. Like, I use drugstore dupes all the time because they're so much better than spending like 40 bucks on makeup that's gonna do the same thing that this will do. As far as like nose contouring goes, I don't do it that much, just because I feel like I have a weird shaped nose and it contours weird, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. I think it's super impressive. Like, I've seen people do insane nose contours, and it's so impressive. I usually start my baking before I put on my contour, just to let it sit for a little bit. But sometimes I do my contour before. It really just depends on how I'm feeling. Today I think I'm gonna do it before. And I've been using, I don't actually know the name of this brand. It was a gift from someone, but they're really nice brushes. And I just use the angled, it's actually a contour brush, but I use it to put on my powder. And I'm using a banana powder today. I have a translucent one, but it's not my favorite. I like the way the banana one comes out once I like clear it off. I think it looks better on me than the translucent one does. So for my contour, I use the NYX Wonder Stick in Tan. And I really like this. It's just really convenient, and I always have good results from it. So, plus it's drugstore price. You know, I'm all about drugstore pricing. So whenever I'm blending in my contour, I use just a regular beauty blender, and I try to make like upward motions because I don't really want it to go like down on this part. So I just kind of blend up. Aren't you glad to meet me? So I always like to go back over my contour with a bronzing powder, and I use the Ulta Trio. And I use Bombshell, which is the darkest one, but I only use a little bit just because I'm not super tan anyway, so I don't want to like get crazy with my contour. I always think like, so my contour always looks like weird before I put on like my blush, because it really is just like a line right there, and then like once you put on your blush and you blend it all together, it looks better. But right now it's just like, what'd you do to your face? Blush all day. Blush, and MAC is like, it's kind of expensive. I got this one from my sister, because she didn't use it, so I just took it. But it's a really nice blush. You don't need a ton of it. And I just kind of blend it right into my contour just to kind of even it out. I'm going to do this one right here, just underneath my eyes, just for fun. Just for a little bit of fun. They're super purple. I love purple. I think purple is probably my favorite color. I just think it's so nice. And then in the corners of my eyes, I use this color again just to... Sometimes I like to use it as a highlighter too. It's really... it works really well for either. For an eyeshadow or a highlighter. Just as like a nice pop of color. It actually reminds me a lot of the Moonchild glow kit. It has a purple one in there. It reminds me a lot of that. Alright, now for like the hardest thing in the world, to put on fake eyelashes under pressure. So I use Ardell Naturals eyelashes, and I really like them. They're not like super dramatic or anything. I always see like makeup videos where they just like pop them on, and I'm like, that can't be real, because I've never once been able to just be like, boop, boop, oh, my eyelashes are on. I think it's so hard. But I love them. Eyelashes make a look. Like, you need them. I normally use, it's Revlon Voluminous something mascara, but I use their primer, and then I use Maybelline Rocket Volume mascara, but since I have fake eyelashes on today, I'm just going to, where's my makeup bag, use the Benefit Yes They're Real, just to kind of help give it a little bit more volume and make it look a little bit more blended into my real lashes. Okay, before I do my highlighter, I always like to use my setting spray first, just because it helps your highlights stay a little bit better, and it sets your makeup before you put glitter all over it, pretty much. I just like doing it. It's personal preference, I guess. Ooh, it's cold. I use the Ulta one. It's just as good as, like, I used to use Urban Decay, and I also used Smashbox for a while, and Ulta is just as good as either of those and a little bit cheaper. So, yep. And then I use 3 different highlighters, just because I'm crazy about highlighting. First I use High Beam by Benefit. It's like a rose gold kind of pinky highlighter, and I love it. And you don't need a ton, just because it spreads really well. And then I use a sponge. And then over that I use the City Color Highlight Trio, and I use the white gold one. And then I also use that to highlight the bridge of my nose and my lip. And then, to top it all off, I use the one that's in the Swamp Queen palette, which is Gator Wings. I think it's really nice, and it's so shimmery and pretty. So just a little bit. And I also use that one to highlight under my eyebrows. If I were you, As far as my lips go, I don't know. I'm still deciding if I should be like bold or not. I think I'm gonna go with not because we're doing kind of just like a generic daily thing. So before I use like a matte lipstick, just because it can dry out your lips quite a bit and then doesn't look as great, I use just a little bit of that everything balm. And I'm using NYX Liquid Suede, and this is soft spoken. It's just kind of like a, I don't know how to describe this color. It's soft spoken. It's nice. But I love NYX Liquid Suede. It goes on so nice and it feels so nice. It doesn't feel dry. Like some matte lipsticks feel very like they're sucking the life out of your lips, but this one doesn't. This is pretty much it. This is my look. So yeah, this is just like my casual look. My name's Addi Burdick. It's my first video. I'm really nervous, and basically I love makeup. I want to share it with the world and learn and do better. That all sucked. I sound like I'm making a really bad like pet video or something. Like,